Well, I'm not sure what gets you excited on a Sunday afternoon, but I'm here, standing outside one of Richmond's classic locations, ready to take my first tour around the Hollywood Cemetery. This is one of the best attractions in Richmond, and no better place to walk around on a sunny Sunday afternoon. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Greg Somerville, and I get to help lots of folks just like you moving in or to Richmond, Virginia, one of the best small cities in the U.S. To subscribe or to book a call, see the description below. I'd love to help you find your dream home here in Richmond. When I first heard that there was a Hollywood cemetery in Richmond, I assumed, like you might, that this was a place for actors and actresses. It's not. Somewhere in this cemetery are at least 2 U.S. presidents and a number of other luminaries. I'm hoping that I can find a few of them. There is an awesome monument right there. I don't know what this is. I've got to get closer to that one. This tall monument behind me is dedicated to the 18,000 soldiers who are buried in the cemetery. It's a staggering number. Regardless of what your convictions are about past historical events, it is sobering to think of 18,000 men buried in this place because of conflicts that just about divided our country. Behind me is the monument to General George Pickett, famous or infamous as the leader of Pickett's charge at Gettysburg. Sobering to see all of the 1862 dates on these markers. Each of these young men had a story, a family, a life. As I'm walking in this peaceful place on such a beautiful day, it is strange to think that most of the inhabitants of the cemetery lost their lives in a bloody, noisy, gruesome conflict that should never have happened. Our country is still so deeply divided over so many issues. It's sobering to think that at the end of our days, we'll all wind up in the same place. 6 feet under, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. On a day this bright and beautiful, it may seem pretty dark to be walking through a cemetery and talking about mortality, but it really is good for me to be here after a long week and walk among these monuments. You're not going to find a lot of actors and actresses here at the Hollywood Cemetery, but you're going to see a lot of reminders of people like you with their own stories, their own ambitions, their own hopes and dreams, who for a few days lived and walked here in Richmond. Because I got here late, I didn't pick up a map that tells me where the important people are buried. Isn't that good, though? At the end of the day, we all face the same end. And whether we were a 19-year-old private or a 75-year-old president, we each have that same human dignity. It's not just soldiers and presidents buried here at Hollywood. Behind me is the monument to a little 3-year-old girl, Schmoogies, a reminder of how precious life is and how fleeting it can be. I didn't show up here today with any preconceived philosophical ideas. It was a beautiful day, and I thought, let me go explore this place I've heard so much about. I was looking for some famous people, some U.S. presidents. Never found them. Just found a lot of beautiful reminders that despite our differences, despite our backgrounds, our ages, our ethnicities, we're all facing the same end. We all share the same planet. We all share the same breath. And it makes me want to live a little better, love a little deeper, and make the very most I can of the few years that I've got left. I won't blame you if your first stop in Richmond is Scott's Addition or one of the other great places where you can drink a great microbrew or eat a great meal. And if I had my way, every newcomer to Richmond would take some time to walk around Hollywood Cemetery and just get a crash course in what it means to be a human, what it means to be mortal. Hope this hasn't felt too dark to you, too weird. Cemeteries aren't normally where we wind up on sunny Sunday afternoons, but honestly, I think it's good for us once in a while. Get away from the brewery, get away from the ball game, walk among the monuments, and remember where we're headed, who's gone there before us, and walk away a little more ready to make the most of the time we still have left.